We are thrilled to be here. So good morning. Thanks for your patience. We appreciate it. Thanks so much for being here today. So we're here today to kick off our 2014 Summer Jobs Plus program. That's where you say yay.
Yeah.
So I am Eric Mcdonald. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for United Way of the Bay Area, and we are thrilled to be partners with Mayor Lee in the program again this year. It takes each one of us here, right, to affect the kind of change that we know is necessary in our communities, not just here in San Francisco, but frankly across our country. And so we're thrilled that each of you are here. Your presence here represents your commitment to ensuring that we create a community and an environment where our young people have the opportunities to grow and thrive and become their own leaders in our community. And so thank you for being here. Now, we know that a summer job is more than just a custodial kind of babysitting opportunity. I say it that way because I was just told just 2 weeks ago by a national funder who shall go nameless because we're going to convert this national funder, who actually has a general disdain for mayors' youth employment programs across the country because they believe they're just custodial things. We believe and know here in San Francisco that these are transformative opportunities for young people. I know personally because I had one of those jobs, right? And so we know that it is possible. And so again, in addition to joining with the mayor to reach our big goals this year, we're also together now working to transform a national funder so that they understand the value of this kind of opportunity. Last year, we set a goal of 6,000 summer jobs and internships for young people. We reached a goal of 6,800, okay, and 17 to be exact. Yay. You'll be hearing more in just a moment about our plans and goals for this year from the mayor shortly. So before we go there, let me just pause and thank a number of people and partners who are making this all possible. First, thanks to the mayor's office, who is represented on the leadership team by Hydra Mendoza Mcdonald. Yay.
Yay.
The Department of Children, Youth, and Families, represented on the leadership team by Maria Sue. Yay. The Office of Economic and Workforce Development, represented on the leadership team by Todd Rufo, Rhonda Simmons, and Thomas Myers. Yay. And also our San Francisco Unified School District. Yay. Now, we also rely upon a network of nonprofit partners who are workforce development entities, and so they are what we call our doorways. And so if you are a doorway, would you stand? I would just want to recognize you. If you are a representative of a doorway where young people are knocking on, thank each of you, again, for your leadership in this partnership. Also want to thank our corporate sponsors, so our two premier sponsors who stepped up at the very beginning 2 summers ago in 2012, PG&E and JP Morgan Chase. Let's thank them. And then we have what we call our gold partners, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Starbucks. Let's thank them. And then you would have seen on the screen and on billboards a number of our what we call silver partners that include Enterprise and all of our bronze partners. So let's thank all of them. And then a special shout out. One of the things that we've tried to build into the program last year and are going to continue it this year is we've asked companies to become what we call champions. And when you are a champion, we ask you to do a couple of things. One, that you will obviously commit to hiring young people and or provide financial resources if having young people in your environment doesn't quite work. But the other thing we ask you to do, really importantly, is to reach out to other employers. Tell them how wonderful it is to have these young people in their space. And so, whoa. Okay, sorry. My phone is calling someone. Okay. There we go. Sorry. And so the opportunity we have to have employers reach out to other employers. So I want to give a shout out to 3 in particular who did that very aggressive this year. 1, Jamba Juice, 2, the Hotel Council, and then 3, Starbucks. So let's thank them for leading that charge. So as I said, 3 years ago, President Obama issued a challenge. Mayor Lee not only took the challenge, but took it to a whole nother level. It was 5,000 the first summer with a goal, and we reached 5,200. It was 6,000 the second summer, and we reached 6,800. And none of this happens without leadership. And what we know as a United Way network across this country, no other mayor, and I don't say that just because we're here, no other mayor does it like our mayor. And so please welcome our mayor, Mayor Ed Lee.
Thank you, Eric. Welcome, San Francisco employers to City Hall. All right. Well, look at what's happening in our city. You know, when it comes to jobs, we're on fire. We just got news yesterday. Our unemployment rate went down to 4.4%. Thanks to all of you out here. All of you and us working together. We got one of the lowest unemployment rates in the state. In fact, we're just above, just above Marin and San Mateo. And I swear to you, it's because of San Francisco they've got lower unemployment rates than us. Because we got the airport in San Mateo, and we buy all the wine. So anyway, I want to say thank you to everyone who's here today, and again, I want to say thank you to Eric and to Ann, United Way. They've just become fantastic partners. And to all of our corporate sponsors here as well. Genuinely, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because for me as mayor, this is one of the most important things we could be doing as mayors in all of our urban settings across the country. We can be helping our youth get jobs. Because while we enjoy 4.4% unemployment rate, usually it is 3 times harder for youth to get jobs. So they're probably at 10 to 12% unemployment rate. And these are ages 14 to 20. And so for us to make that effort and to make sure that we do everything we can to get youth the employment that they want, to earn their way forward, it allows them to get the money necessary to help them and their families. It allows them to get experience in our corporate settings, in our departments. It allows them to just earn their way forward. I want to say thank you to all the youth that are here as well, that are peppered throughout the audience, because we're going to be hearing from them. And I want to say thank you to Elizabeth Kim, who's SF State, who's up here on the stage. She began with us on the first year. She's going to talk a little later, but I just want to give a shout out to her because she's rising star. And she's going to end up managing one of the hotels and not owning it pretty soon after she graduates from SF State. I also want to say thank you to another hero that's on the stage as well. That's somebody whose interception a few months ago ran it all the way down to the other side of the field. And when I saw him this morning, you know, my breath was about as short as his was when he jumped into the end zone. That's Mr. Navarro Bowman, 49ers. And he's going to speak in a very short minute. But let me begin by saying this. Thank you to the departments that are with us today. They're going to be of great help. We're focused on the most challenged youth in our city. And that's what makes our program special. Because, yeah, it could be easy for kids who are successful already to get jobs, but we are reaching into our public housing developments, to the sectors of the city that hardly ever get touched, and we're asking our employers to step up with us. And whether it's hiring of slots like Starbucks is doing, or whether it's giving money so that the training can happen and the resources could be there, or whether it's doing both with the combination of Starbucks and La Boulangerie, kind of putting coffee and pastries together this morning. Or whether it's J.P. Morgan Chase, Citibank, the Wells Fargo and Bank of America coming together with PG&E, all of the employers that are funding this fantastic effort with our nonprofits. But I want to just ask you for a moment. Every year I've tried to do this, and the third time I get a little better at it. Just recall for the next 30 seconds who helped you get your very first job. Because oftentimes when you just think about that, you realize someone actually helped you. And these are the times when you look at 7,000 youth of San Francisco that will never forget the moment that someone helped them get their first job and allowed them to present their skills, allowed them to turn from a interview that had their head down and they're looking at their shoes and say, can I get a job? To, how can I help your company be more successful with my skills? These are transformational periods of time, as Eric said, and they're also transformational for our city. Because I want to signal to the next generation of youth, your future is right here in our city. The best jobs in the world exist in the city of San Francisco. And we're going to do our best to link you up, to provide you the skill sets, to present you in the best way and allow you and your family to succeed. So think about that for a moment, is who helped you get your very first job? Because oftentimes when you recall that, you're going to do that extra more as we ask you to make pledges to hire our youth in San Francisco. And finally, I want to say this. In San Francisco, the other thing that we do besides hire people, when the door has been opened to us, we keep the door open for everybody else. This is about opportunity. It's about also the suggestion that we are a community of people that care for each other. This is a compassionate city. And it's always not just the economic success that we all want, but the ability to turn around and say who's next and who I can bring through that door. So you doorkeepers, you're always there to keep the door open. And all of us are going to use that door to bring more success to a lot of other youth and a lot of their families. So thank you for being here today. Thank you in anticipation for helping all of us create 7,000 jobs for this summer for youth in San Francisco. I appreciate it very much. This city is going to be on fire for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So for those that remember that first opportunity, how many got it right the first time? Yeah. So what we are creating are opportunities to learn, right, and to grow experientially. So with that, it's a pleasure to now introduce the CEO of United Way of the Bay Area, Ann Wilson. Please welcome her.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Thanks to all our partners. I just want to add an extra note on this idea of what an extraordinary city we live in, where this room is gathered. And yes, it is the third year, and there's just as much love and excitement in this room as there was the very first day that we started this program together. And the key word here is together. Across the city, our nonprofits, our employers, the city government itself, all working towards this bigger vision of opportunity for our young people. I want to give a special shout out. You know, it was just 2 weeks ago that the Youth Resource Fair was held, and over 400 young people showed up, and they got coaching on how to prepare their resumes and get ready for those of you who are going to pledge jobs today or who have already pledged jobs. Our doorway partners, the nonprofits who work with young people, who create that pipeline of encouragement, who are there to encourage our young people to step forward, raise their hand, and come for that very first job, that first experience, and to arrive to you as employers as prepared as they can be for their first experience. So a big shout out to our doorway partners and MatchBridge. This is not a one-time deal for them. They work with these young people all summer long to make sure that they can be as successful as possible and add value to your companies as they grow and learn. You know, I've seen a lot of phones go up, a lot of pictures taken. This is a moment for you to take a picture, do a selfie, post it. This idea of going viral with this, this effort, the mayor has said we need to step up and bring others with us as employers. There are 7,000 is a very big number, and it's a very big challenge to all of us. But in fact, we know there are more young people out there. So whatever you can do as an employer to turn around to your vendor, to your business partner and say, how about you? How about one more spot, one more young person, because we are changing lives. So with that, Mr. Mayor, we are delighted at United Way to be your partner. We're delighted to work with our employers and nonprofit partners and make this the year the best ever again.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Ann. So I started by thanking our premier sponsors, those who were there with us, if you will, day one. And one of them we're pleased is able to be with us today. So please help me welcome Don Bosley, who is the Senior Vice President at JP Morgan Chase and the San Francisco-Oakland Market Manager covering the 7 Bay Area counties. Please welcome Don.
Thank you. Thank you for those kind words, and I'll begin by saying I do remember the person that helped me out with my first internship, and that's why I'm here today, because I had an internship. So thank you. So this is very inspiring, seeing the young faces that are here. And I just want to begin by saying, once again, my name is Don Bosley, and I'm the Oakland San Francisco Market Manager here in the Bay Area. I want to thank Mayor Lee, the City of San Francisco, and the United Way for this tremendous, tremendous opportunity here in the City of San Francisco. With the creation of Career Pathways Trust, workforce readiness training has a huge potential to transform the educational practices of the state of California, while preparing students for success in college and 21st century careers. Incredibly important. Closing the skills gap and providing good paying jobs are two of the major issues of our time. Very important. That's why JP Morgan Chase recently committed that an unprecedented $250 million toward a 5-year global workforce readiness training initiative called Skills at Work. Our new initiative is the largest ever private sector effort aimed at addressing the skills gap that exists across many industries where not enough workforce have the skills required to qualify for available jobs. But we're not done. Today, I'm delighted to announce that we are granting $200,000 to summer youth employment.
All right.
Throughout the summer, thousands of 15 to 24-year-olds will be placed in paid internships across the city, both public and in private employers. It's fantastic. Last year, the program placed over 6,800, as we talked about earlier, youth, and we're aiming to do even more this upcoming year. We feel our support of the Summer Jobs Program is an important way we are helping to build the long-term success of the community at large. Today's grant is part of a $2.5 million summer youth employment initiative JP Morgan Chase is launching in 14 cities across the U.S. It is important to employ our youth. We are calling on every employer to please engage with this very important initiative. San Francisco pledges to employ our youth and make a difference in the city. The future starts now. Let's shape this city together. Thank you again for coming today.
Thank you. Again, what we hope you are appreciating and know that you are a part of is an amazing set of partnerships that are helping to create these opportunities for our young people. So Don, thank you, and thank you to the JP Morgan Chase team. So next we want to call upon another one of our stellar partners who are both creating opportunities for young people, hiring them, and in particular this employer hiring on a year-round basis and recruiting other employers to be a part of this amazing initiative. So please welcome David Chu.
Good morning, everyone. And Eric, thank you for the introduction. Good morning, Mayor. It's great to be here. This is my third year and proud to be here with all my partners from Starbucks. I want to take you back to 3 years ago when United Way called on Starbucks to, I didn't know what I was getting to come to this job event. And we came, and I challenged my team to come with in mind of taking action. We've been, before I joined Starbucks, we talked about some of youth job, but we never got involved. The difference was we took action. And from then on, we have continued to take action. In 2012, we came with a goal to hire 20 youth, and we ended up hiring over 20 youth for summer. But with the tremendous support with United Way and partnership at MatchBridge, we came last year with a goal to hire 50. We end up hiring 60 youth. And it's not just about summer, it's about year-round hiring. A job, to us at Starbucks, it's not just a way to earn a living, but it's this learning experience to help young people build a career, and also, for many, it is their first job. At Starbucks, we're very proud of our organization, that our jobs include health benefit, tuition reimbursement, and 401k matching. So when a youth work 20 hours a week, they get the same health care that I get as a VP at Starbucks. So I'm very proud of that. I vividly remember at the first year when we did the job interviews, resume workshop, that we hired our first youth. Her name was Julie Kwan, and she was in her senior year at high school. The job gave her not only the experience of skill building around, things such as great customer service, barista training, making that great cup of coffee, but most importantly, it gave her skill set and confidence. She went on that year to run for president at her school. Currently, Julie she's currently a second year at San Francisco State. She is still works at our 19th Irving store. And if you talk to Julie and you ask her what is so special, and she'll tell you, at 18 years old, I started my 401k plan. So pretty awesome there. So this summer, along with our great sister brand and our partnership with Alba Lunch, Pascal Rigo, we are here and ready to act. Together this year, we're doubling to what we committed last year. We're committing to 100 jobs this year.
All right.
And I'm very proud, along with my partners, to be a champion and help get other corporations and to get the word out, because this is a really good cause. And, I've been here, this is my third year. It gets better every year. It is what the mayor talked about. It's a momentum of acting together. Individually, if we make an effort to contribute collectively, we will make a great impact for this great city of San Francisco. So, Mayor Lee, thank you for allowing us to be part of this great effort. We will return by offering meaningful opportunity to you. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we're almost at that moment where we're going to ask you to begin to pledge. So get your pledge cards ready if they aren't already. And you can feel free now to increase the number, just being inspired by Starbucks' commitment. So thank you, David, very, very much. All right, next we're going to hear from really the star of the show. Now, Navarro's a big star, but she's also a star in her own right. Because she has taken charge of her own future, took one of the opportunities a couple of summers ago, and now she'll tell you her story. Please welcome Elizabeth Kim.
Good morning. My name is Elizabeth Kim, and I'm currently a supervisor at 19th and Geary in the Richmond district. I first started out about 2 years ago as a barista, and now I'm a supervisor. Thank you. I'm currently a hospitality and tourism management major at San Francisco State University. And I would have to say that if it wasn't for the hiring event that happened with MatchBridge about 2 years ago, I definitely would not be focused on a career path that I'm focused on here today, and I certainly wouldn't be here talking in front of you today as well. It all started actually, let me just go back to stage one. I grew up in a really low-income family. I grew up in San Jose in the Bay Area, so I've been in the Bay Area my entire life. Growing up in a low-income family was definitely not easy for me. Since birth, I kind of had to like fend for myself. Of course, I had the love from my mother, but knowing that money was tight and of seeing my older sister help my mother pay rent at 16, who's 5 years older than me at 16, and seeing that, that's the kind of responsibility that I will be taking on when I get older is kind of what shaped me as the person I am today. As soon as I was old enough to get a job, I applied at Old Navy and actually nailed it with my first interview as a sales associate, and I was with them for about 3.5 years up until my freshman year of San Francisco State. And I knew that that was sort of the last chapter of my life, of ending my youth, and it was time to move on. And I inquired a job at Singapore Airlines, and that's initially what started my interest in the tourism industry. But at that point in time, I was only about 18 and a half years old, and I knew that, this type of work right now is not the right time for me, so I had to end that chapter as well. After that, I was jobless. I was definitely on my own in the big city at about 19, paying my own bills, paying rent, everything above. It was definitely hard for me not being able to rely on my parents, and I knew that I would have to be working while I was in school. So I applied to numerous of different places, and I just wasn't getting the feedback, and I wasn't really sure of what I was doing wrong, and I wasn't hearing back from the employers that I was applying to. So it was really hard for me, and I was going through a transition time of my life where I was kind of growing up and facing reality, and it was a very tough period for me, struggling with money and issues of family and such. But so after that, my friend Bree White actually posted an ad that MatchBridge was working with Starbucks about 2 years ago in 2012, and that they were hiring from numerous of different Starbucks locations around the city. After that, I applied through MatchBridge, and I was given a call back about 2 days after, and I headed down to the old corporate office, and there I was followed with a group interview. And that experience of just thinking back on it, it's an amazing experience just to reflect back on it. But I got the job at Hotel Nico, which was a Starbucks located in Hotel Nico in downtown. And MatchBridge sort of worked with Starbucks with me to kind of shape around my school schedule, and that, maybe this location wasn't the right spot for me since I am a student, and juggling a part-time job in college is definitely not easy. So they worked together on finding a store for me that was located near where I was living, and now I'm at 19th and Geary from the original store that I first started at. And through that, I was a barista for about a year, and just learning the different types of people, learning the community, the service industry has really opened a gateway for me. And it really helped me to find my passion in helping others and learning about this industry, about serving others, not only in community aspects, but also in the business aspect of the customer service industry. And it has definitely opened my eyes to study hospitality and tourism management. If it wasn't for MatchBridge, I would probably still be studying what I thought that was my interest, which was broadcasting and electronic communication arts. But now I've found my passion in helping others and serving others. And through MatchBridge, and reflecting back at just about maybe a few months ago when I was at a MatchBridge hiring event with my store manager, Chris, I told her, hey, Chris, I think I was hired at a MatchBridge event. I was the one getting interviewed. And just to share that experience with me of being on the other side of interviewing people that were just in the same shoes as me, looking for a job, that experience, it's amazing. I can't even contemplate on what a beautiful experience that was, just to share that with Starbucks, and how Starbucks has opened a gateway of my career and my focus of what I want to do with the rest of my life. I want to thank you again for having me share my story with you, and I think that this program is just amazing, of just the feedback that I get to give back to the young adults who were just in my shoes before a couple years ago. It's amazing. It's really emotional for me, and I am so excited for what I have in my future and working with Starbucks and attending these events, and I think that everyone should support it, and I think it's amazing. I wish I could tell everyone about it, and I always do. thank you so much for letting me share my experience with you.
So, Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you for, again, taking charge of your own future and career. And just as one observer, you might stay in the hospitality, but you really could do anything you want to do, just to be clear. And I also want just a quick shout out to a couple of people who were beaming as Elizabeth was talking. And that's Amy Thole and Barbara Hull. Stand up just for a second, because together they have helped manage the partnership with Starbucks in particular, and help prepare young people like Elizabeth. So again, Elizabeth, thank you very, very much. All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, starting at inside linebacker for your San Francisco 49ers, number 43, Mr. Navarro Bowman.
What's my number? What's my number?
Not 53?
Did you say 43 or
No, I said 53.
You said 50?
Oh, yeah, yes, sir, 53. Oh, and wait, I got a little more. And so it's the fourth quarter. Atlanta Falcons are on the 8-yard line. They are threatening to score. They drop back to pass, throw a pass, intercepted by Navarro Bowman. He goes 10, 15, 20, 89 yards for the go-ahead score.
Thank you.
Now, wait, I got one more. This is a test for all of you to see if you're a 49er fan. Who's got it better than us? Nobody. All right, go.
We have a few 49er fans in here. But on a serious note, man, I'm here because I care, and just to hear your story is just amazing. Like, I just can only think back to when, I was just trying to figure out what I loved or what I wanted to do with my life, and, in the summertime, a lot of people around the age of 14 and 20, if you don't have a job, you're usually outside or getting into some things that, your parents wouldn't be proud of you doing. So Mayor Lee, what you're doing is not normal, so I just wanted to say that, because summer jobs, are hard to find, and some kids don't want to work in this, in summer. Some kids want to enjoy their summer and just do leisure things. But I think, it says a lot about a child when, they're able to put the fun aside and realize that, life is important and that time doesn't wait for anyone. So I commend every one of you that's in here, looking for a job. It's very inspiring to me. Another thing is I just think, the benefit of summer jobs allows you to be in constructive settings and allows you to, once again, stay off the streets and out of trouble. But it teaches you a lot of great habits. And, one habit that I've learned, when I worked in jobs, my only job that I had was I worked at Wendy's, and the person that hired me was my mom, and she was But listen, my mom's not a pushover, so and I walked in there thinking that I was going to have it sweet and just earn my check, but she put me to work, and it made me realize that I didn't want to do that, but I didn't want to do that, but she was doing it, and she provided for us, every single day, and that is something that she just worked so hard to do and put her mind and her heart towards just to provide for us. So, it wasn't what I wanted to do, but, I'm happy that my mom was able to provide, for me and my brothers. But one thing, some of the habits that I've learned while, working at a job like that was punctuality, attendance, kids these days, man, attendance and punctuality are probably two hard things for a child our age to really understand. But it really, builds character in you. It really shows your boss what type of mindset that you have, and how far you want to succeed in life. A few other things is relationships that you will build, in these jobs or whatever field that you choose to go in. And you may not know that it may open up another door for you down the road. So, there's a lot of great things, when you get a job. It's not just, earning money. You look at the bigger picture and you try to just get something more than just money out of it, because money isn't everything. And I'm a believer in that. I have a lot, but it's not the only thing that makes me happy. And I just want to say, man, to you job employers, just get to know, these young men and women that's out here trying to get a job, and if they're not looking, what you're looking for, maybe give them some words of encouragement so that they can do better on their next interview. And, my hat goes off to you. You mentioned that you faced reality. You faced adversity and you overcame it. Good job, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Navarro, and thank all of you for being here. Okay, here's your time. Here's your moment. Hopefully you have your pledge cards ready. And so are we still able to track real time where we are in terms of pledges? Okay, so these are the employers who have already made pledges. And so we have, I'm sorry, I'm gonna jump down. Don't sue me, Martha, I'm sorry. PG&E, Starbucks, JP Morgan Chase, the airport, hotel council, party staff, Port of San Francisco, Fine Arts Museum, Planning Department, Kaiser Permanente, American Eagle, Advent Software, and Charles Schwab. Let's give it up for them, having pledged before we even walked into the room. All right, so we have a goal. What's our goal, Mr. Mayor?
7,000.
7,000.
All paid jobs.
All paid.
Internships.
All right. 7,000, and we are up to 4,000 walking out of this room. Not bad. Give yourself a hand.
All right.
And so then, as we close, I'm sorry, that's 4,731. Excuse me. Isn't that exciting? So that means, let's see, do the math. 7 carried to 3 minus 1 plus 4 times 12. That means we have 2,269 more to go. You like that math? That was pretty good, huh? Thank you very much. All right, so here's your opportunity and challenge. We still need those 2,300 jobs. So if you've pledged, thank you so very much. If you've contributed financially, thank you very, very much. We have one last ask, and that is tell someone else, recruit someone else. Encourage them, whether, again, it's one opportunity or it's 100 opportunities. We need them all, and we really appreciate the partnership. And so, on behalf of Mayor Lee and his leadership, all of our corporate sponsors, and each one of our young people, we say both thank you and, we say thank you, and we look forward to being able to celebrate with you, probably sometime in September, look for a date coming to you. Final words from our mayor.
On behalf of the city and county of San Francisco, to our corporate partners, our founders, to each and every one of you who pledged today, and both money, resources, jobs, and internships, we say thank you. We say thank you for not only offering these experiences, thank you for embracing our youth of San Francisco. Thank you for keeping the doors of opportunity open for everybody. Appreciate it very much, and we'll get to the 7,000 by the summer. Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.